Peace, peace. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another one. I hope that this message finds y'all well. Okay. I hope that y'all can hear me as you come in. Listen, today I want to talk about how to end the month of May in your manifestation bag, in your magical bag, in your that girl, that guy bag, whatever it is that you desire, right? We've been talking about this kind of topic recently. It's been the mother all the way. It's been divine feminine energy all the way. And let me not say that. It's been symmetry, balance, harmony all the way. Okay? That is what's required right now. And that is what is so necessary, and it is so fruitful. Okay? It is so fruitful to be balanced internally with your masculine and your feminine energy. And that also shows up in your relationship dynamic. It's so beautiful to be balanced with your masculine partner and your feminine self, or vice versa. Hey, Iman. Hey, sis. Love you. Are you back home? You still well, back home, that's kind of a double entendre for you. Are you still in LA, or are you back in North Carolina? Peace to everybody. Okay, so first things first, y'all. There's so many like spiritual connections and things happening that really support us and grant us the opportunity to transform and transcend and to bring forth our greatest desires. Like, it's happening. But it does require some level of like sacrifice and work ethic. And that's the balance or the symmetry of masculine and feminine. The feminine just knows the baby is coming, or just knows the manifestation is coming, or just knows that it's going to happen, but not necessarily how. The masculine comes in and puts structure and steps and processes in order to bring forth the manifestations. So both aspects are so necessary in order to create, right? We see that in the creation of children, which is our most primal creation, but also our most magical. And in the same breath, the bringing forth anything from the spiritual realm is divine, right? Is a divine practice. And so this energy is so beautiful. And as May is coming to a close, I want to make sure that you all know some of the techniques or some of the work that grants you that magic, that mama, that manifestation, moving on into June, July, August, and forever and ever. Okay? So, if that sounds interesting, definitely let me know in the comments, okay? The first thing that I feel like is so magical and has been so magical in this month of May for me, and really for the past few months, has just been deciding to do something and just sticking to it. That's been one of the most beautiful things. And that decision being grounded in mindfulness and presence and just divine energy. And so when we do that, there has to be some sort of reward. There has to be a reward. There has to be an effect to the cause. So that's been a magical thing. And I challenge, and not even challenge, but encourage, I encourage you, whoever's watching this, if this stuff resonates with you, I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but I encourage you to make a decision about something, walk that path, and see what happens, right? See what happens. Take the leap of faith, embrace the uncomfortability, and make it happen. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing and a work of art to shapeshift and transform ourselves and do the inner alchemy and the physical alchemy and the mental and emotional alchemy. That is such a beautiful thing to partake in, and it comes with its rewards, okay? So that's one of the beautiful things in May that has been a total gift for me. I told y'all that I was going to be on time to work, no matter what. Now, time and work and all the things, y'all know I coach volleyball. The kids and the life be lifing, but I just was like, discipline. I just said, I'm just going to discipline myself. I actually told myself that at the beginning of spring. That was the decision. Just be on time, just get there. And that decision came about in a situation that wasn't the most pleasant, if I'm honest. The owner of my company had pulled me into the office and was like, does he name? No, he doesn't say my name like that. He has a Spanish accent. And he was just like, first giving me my praises on doing a great job. But then he was like, but I think you could get here earlier. I think that'd be good if you got here earlier. And spent that time getting to know the girls or the kids we're coaching, or spend that time talking with my coaches and creating this camaraderie. And at first I was like, a little bit resistant. And then I was like, okay, let me go ahead and do what I gotta do. Let me just grow. If he's telling me this, it's not a personal jab. It's not saying to me, Desiree, you're not good enough. It's just what the business needs. And so once I looked at it from that perspective, and then I looked at other areas of my life, and I was just like, being on time would serve me very well, very well, because it's different. And it's not that I'm always late, like I'm not a late person, but I always get there in the time that I feel is right, And so that's the feminine. Deciding, okay, I'm going to be there 10, 15 minutes early, that's the masculine, okay? So you just need both. And when I tapped into both, magic. Another thing that I saw recently that I've been contemplating on and wanting to talk to y'all about, that I wish I would have talked to y'all about it. Not disturb. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Back on track? So, how ironic or how synchronistic, okay? So right before it cut out, I was about to explain to y'all something else I have been uncovering, right? And just thinking about recently. Actually, for the month of May, I was going to teach a class on remothering yourself. But so many things happened that kind of disabled that, right? Like my voice. So I needed to do a lot of recovery and a lot of resting my voice. Just a whole bunch of busyness between Dream and I. And when I say that, I mean we've just been grinding and operating and just, it's just one thing after another. And so I was supposed to teach a remothering class this May. Didn't happen because I don't want to rush anything that I do, anything that I teach. So I was already thinking about mothering the whole month of May. Of course, in May we have Mother's Day. And so there was this video that I had came across. But let me go back and tell y'all why it's so ironic and synchronistic and why this has to be talked about. The reason why my sound cut out was because my mother was calling me. Right as I was about to tell y'all the importance of remothering or even refathering, right as I was about to tell y'all that, she's calling. So and my phone is on Do Not Disturb. So how is her phone call even coming through? I would have hoped that it would have just like blocked out, but that didn't happen. Okay. So mothering is, I talked about it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. I've been talking about mothering all May, really, or the mama magic, which shows up in infinite ways. There's no limitation to how the mother archetype, the mother energy, the mother spirit, there's so many infinite ways that this energy shows up, you can't even put it in a box. That's why the term the wild woman was kind of coined. It was a woman that she's unpredictable. She's everywhere and everything all at once. Like you can't box it in, which was funny enough. I told y'all about a story a while back, this past month in May, one of my lives. I talked about how you cannot box a goddess in. It's like literally impossible. Can't be tamed. Can't be tamed. And it's so funny because I was thinking about this just the other day when I was cleaning up the house. I was like, wow, do men literally think that they have to tame a woman? Like, is that a reality? Because when I think about it, divine women can't be tamed. Like you're not gonna get the woman off of Coming to America, bark like a dog, hop on one foot. The goddess, the mother, the mama tapped in. Can y'all still hear me? I blocked her or turned her off real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Because I can call her back. I can call her back when I get off this live. All right, perfect. So, mamas can't be tamed. The earth can't be tamed. There is no, it just is, right? So, I heard this video that was so good. Come closer. I really want y'all to hear this because it was so good. She said, when you are a child and you experience trauma and the mama or the father is really not even limited to the gender of the parent, right? Like it's just the parent in general. It's the trauma in general. And your parent doesn't rectify that or heal that or deal with that in the moment while you are still a child, it gets to a point where that pain, that trauma, there's nothing your mother or father can say that will heal that wound. I think about it with when I was doing work with my father's energy. This was a few years ago. I mean, for many years, I've done work healing the wound, the father wound inside of me. And I remember getting to a point where I was about to have my first child. And that's the thing. When you become a mother, you really are forced to acknowledge all of these subconscious fears. So I remember I was doing work with my father because I was about to have this baby, and I was just wondering why certain energies always repeat themselves in my life. I was wondering why I had a certain quality that I was just not fond of for myself, right? And so I remember calling my dad and just getting it off my chest, right? Saying, you know, Daddy, why did this happen? Why did this happen? And he said what he said. And I had compassion for him, but it didn't make the wound disappear. It didn't make the hurt, the wound, or the personality that I had adapted based off of that experience, it didn't make it go away. It was just like, okay. It gave me the freedom, I would say what it did give, it gave me the freedom to acknowledge and accept how I was conditioned based off of my parents. Because my dad was able to acknowledge it. My dad was able to say, yeah, I could see that. And though he gave me a reason that I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like I said, it was just acknowledgement. It didn't heal it. And so the woman in the video says, that's the wound. That thing that no matter what your parent says to you, that wound still exists and doesn't resolve. That's the wound that you are meant to remother or refather yourself. And when she said that, I was so flabbergasted and jaw dropped, because we know that we have to remother or reparent ourselves. We know that there were things that were deficient in our upbringing. But to come to the awareness that it's the wound that no matter how apologetic, no matter how much your parent tries to support you in the resolve, it's only yours to deal with now. So the conscious higher level version of yourself needs to communicate with that child version of yourself. And your actions, your decisions, and the work that you do in your day-to-day life is the reparenting. Okay? So like for me, I had to develop qualities of being disciplined and being on time and being emotionally disciplined as well, even though that's something that fathers mostly teach. I had to teach myself to be emotionally disciplined. Meaning, okay, don't be so easily flattered, or be on time to that job, right? Hold yourself accountable for when you mess up. Don't deflect or whatever. And so, but you have to do it. You have to reparent yourself in a healthy way. You can't parent yourself the way your parents parented you, because that way clearly didn't work. If it worked, the wound wouldn't still be so heavy. So now you got to unlearn and relearn and all the things. And then don't be in a relationship. Don't have children, okay? Because then you become consciously aware that there are some qualities of my upbringing that don't align with what I desire for my life. And I don't want my child to have the same wounds I have that I'm trying to heal. Like, what the hell? I don't want to recreate my mother and my father's relationship. So I'm reparenting myself to avoid repeating old habits, or to avoid repeating narratives, storylines, or what other people call curses. And listen, I saw another post that was so good, where the young lady is reading the book and she says, I think Iman posted it, but I just listened in real quick, where it says, it is not our responsibility to heal generational curse or ancestral curse. Like, that's too heavy. That is too heavy. And I think that can be fearful. saying, I'm the one that's going to break the curse of this family. I'm the one that's going to change this bloodline. I don't want to carry that invisible load. And so the book went on to read, the best thing that you can do is just become the best version of yourself. I can do that. I can do that. And if doing that changes my children, which changes their children and their children and so on and so forth, then amen and ashe. Okay? But to say that it has to be me that cleans all of this shit up, I think I'll just focus on being my best self, you know? And so I thought that was powerful. I thought that was just such a powerful way to end the month of May. And not to end the month of May, but to continue on through the summer and forever, you know? Understanding this. Such a gift. Like, wow. And then, obviously, y'all know the music in the month of May has been so healing for me as well, you know. In the ladies group on Patreon, I talked about these very specific songs recently that have just been like, stop it. I mean, I told y'all in the last video for the song Love by Michelle Ingedejocello, something like that. Excuse me, Michelle. I gave y'all a whole breakdown of that song. And that frequency has been persisting as well. So beautifully. Like, the song that has come up over the last 2 days is We Are One, but not Frankie Beverly and Maze, is We Are One by Alex Isley. So good. So good. Alex Isley, beautiful artist. Are y'all familiar with her? Let me know if y'all are familiar with Alex Isley. If y'all are not, y'all need to be. Like, talk about a groove. No matter what we do, we are one. She's so good. So yeah, y'all go listen to that. We Are One. Alex Isley, like, super fire. So, a few things, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I don't want to be too long. I was going to pull a card. Y'all let me know, excuse me. Y'all let me know if y'all want to pull a card from Spiritual Awakening or Whispers of Love. Pick which one. Put a W for Whispers of Love. Put an S for Spiritual Awakening. The reason why I wanted to do this was because I just gave y'all insight into what my May season was like. I mean, and if you've been paying attention to the videos, you will know that just a bunch of magical things have just been happening. Okay, Dream and I got our vacation booked and planned. No kids. That was just miraculous. Dream and I have been renovating the house. Funny enough, I'm not going to show y'all my thing. But I had wrote some notes down at the beginning of 2025. Some goals, some manifestation. And I want to say about three or four of those manifestations have already come to pass. And so that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we are 5 months, going on to 6 months in. So that sounds about right. And so we want to keep that momentum going. I'm going to pull one from both decks, actually. Why not? But yeah, so that's been happening. So I really just told y'all things that you can tap in now to still embody the fruitfulness of this energy, because this energy doesn't stop, right? Mama don't stop. Women don't stop creating. Men don't stop creating. Creation is a never-ending thing, right? So take heed, right? Take heed, do the things. Take heed, do the things. Embrace it, right? Embrace it. I mean, I gotta tell, there's so many magical things. I gotta even write it down. So many things that Dream and I have been taking note of and accounting for, that in due time I'll share more of. But I just want y'all to look for your synchronicities, okay? Look for the magic. It's there. Are you looking? Okay? Probably not. I mean, but probably I know some of y'all really is looking for your magic. But I know some, and listen, I'm a balanced being. Like, I've listened to a little bit of the Diddy Cassie case just because, listen, the shit's interesting. I know there are spiritual people that will come on here and be like, it's all a distraction. Well, here's our card. Here's our card. The first card says, get to know each other. Get to know each other. We'll talk about what that means for you personally in a sec. But yeah, I like the Diddy Cassie case is so intriguing. And yes, some spiritual people will call it a distraction. I call it a case study. Because to look at the levels of sexual perversion, but there's always two sides to one coin. I feel like just as much as we can see it's Diddy's fault, you can see the role Cassie played. I feel like just as much as you can see, okay, this is perverted, there could be another aspect that says this is divine. That's duality. Like Reclaiming Our Throne said, that's duality. There's always something to learn in the madness of life if you will choose to look for it. And so I choose to look for it. And so as I'm listening to some of the things, I'm like, how does a person become this way? How does Cassie become a Cassie? How does Diddy become a Diddy? What could be a gift out of this situation? You know, so many people are continuously saying, Cassie loved Diddy, Cassie loved Diddy, Cassie, you know, still has love for him. And I'm like, I wonder, like, how is that possible for it to be so traumatic and so damaging? But some way, somehow, love still is present. And I'm not going to say that her feelings are a lie. I'm not going to say she thinks that's love, that's fake love, because I don't know what she's feeling. Right? Like, there are times I look at I talked about this in the last video. I think I talked about this in the last video. Or in the bill that I did with the Patreon ladies. I'm like, I love my kids and I love Dream Wise. Like it's something that is quantum. It's so deep how I can look at them and think about them and shed tears. Like, what is that? Like, the level of sacrifice. The level of sacrifice I've made for them. And I'm not even talking about in this lifetime. The level of sacrifice they've made for me. In this lifetime and beyond. It's way past what you could even imagine with our human perspective. So, yeah, whatever they got going on is crazy, but who are we to limit it to simply deviant, devilish, demonic? So you study. Okay? Appreciate the love, rising vibes. Okay. 2 cards that came out. First card is get to know each other. And it says, learn to meet another's need for love. How ironic that is. And synchronistic that is. And it's a 44. That's the message right there. Right? It's the 44, right? We see, you know, there's a divine link between Jay-Z and Diddy. Because both of them had similar energies as far as being a mogul that came from the rap game and black men of quote unquote power. And it's the 44, this card. And it says, get to know each other. Learn to meet another's need for love. And then we were just talking about the Diddy and Cassie case. And so when we look at each other's lives in general, when we look at our personal life, what does this mean for us moving forward? It means, one, get to know yourself at the greatest depth that there is for you to know. Even the things that look unappealing and unappetizing. The remothering and the refathering aspect will help you to do that. And then also looking at your environment, looking at your experiences, looking at your little mini-me's, looking at your children. I've been looking at my children recently, and they show me some of the most beautiful parts of myself, but they also show me the parts of myself I got to work on. My daughters, both of them really, they can be sassy. They can be a little sassy, right? I wish I could show y'all pictures, but we'll keep them to myself. But they can be super sassy and mouthy. They can be real good with their words at a young age. And I remember asking Kimmy one time, I said, Kimmy, where do you get that from? Like, are you getting that off of YouTube or something like that? Because we try to censor. Kimmy said, it's you. I get it from you. Kimmy said she get it from me. So, is she making this up? Or is this her truth? I mean, she's 3 years old. I have to believe that this is her truth. I mean, why would she lie? So I said, okay, Desiree, you might can be a little sassy with that mouth. My mother says it all the time, too, whenever she sees Cara. She's like, Desiree, that's you. Ooh. She was like, oh, that's you all the way. And so I got to look at the fullness of her, and I got to say, okay, I got to take responsibility and accountability. I got to have more discipline for myself, more structure for myself, more whatever it is that she's reflecting to me. I need to manage it within me. So that's one of those hard truths about getting to know yourselves. And then at the same time, getting to know each other. Because I feel like though my daughters and my sons are reflections of me, both my shadow aspects and my light, because they are, like KJ, oh my God, he sings. And when he sings, he moves his head too. When he sings, oh, he cares about his singing. That's me. That's my light. I know that my voice is a gift to the world. And so he's learned to really embody that. But it's one of those things where you just like, I see myself, but I also see parts in them that I don't recognize. That I'm like, who is this? What is this? So it's also admitting the fact that our kids come here with their own destiny and their own wisdoms, their own challenges, and their own greatness. And so I also have to get to know them. Same thing with Dream. I've known him for, in human years, I've known him since 2011. 2011 is how long I've known him in this physical form here. So how many years is that? How many years is that? Y'all tell me. 2025, 2011. My mathematics is not coming up quickly. I would love y'all's mathematics. Known him since 2011. What is that, like 14 years or something? It's 2025? Something like that. We've been together for 10. What? Known him for 14. Been together for 10. And I'm still getting to know him. Because I'm getting, and then when I even go even deeper in that, I know I've known him in past lifetimes. Like, oh my gosh. I've seen him in the future. And I've seen him in the past. I've seen him in the future and I've seen him in the past. And I mean that like in this physical form, I've had dreams and visions and meditations of us in past lives in different dynamics. Me a man, him a woman. I've seen him in the future, in this life, in his later years. One time we were talking to Brother Yosef, and Brother Yosef said he had a dream about us. And we were like, what? And he was like, yeah, I met y'all in Atlantis or Lemuria. And he said, but y'all were one being. Y'all were just one entity. And y'all's name was Dream Dara. He literally had a whole dream that he met us somewhere and we were one entity with the name Dream Dara. So, and when he told us that, we were just like, wow. We already know. We already know. I mean, it's scary how one we are and at the same time how opposite we are. It's just a magic. He's a Virgo sun, I'm a Pisces moon. It's just it. So, but because we have so much history and because we have so much evolvement, we still have to get to know each other in this form, taking into account all of our past forms and our future forms. So it's a divine thing. Get to know each other. Get to know yourself. Then the last card that came out says the law of cause and effect. This was the main thing that I was talking about this whole video. It's the very first thing. Trust that every step you take in the direction of your greatest greatness, trust that it will be fruitful. It will change you. It will change your life. It will change your experiences. But you got to get out of doing the same thing over and over again. You got to be willing to let go of some things. And know that when you let go, you allow greatness to come in. I just did this right now before coming up here, which is why it took me a few extra minutes. I cleaned out our bathroom closets. Y'all know bathroom closets can have all types of shit. Cleaning products you ain't using no more. Expired beauty products. Torn up towels or sheets that ain't got the matching, whatever. Hair products that are empty. Hair products that you ain't used in a month or in a few months. All the things. Baby, I went ahead and threw them all out. And I 100% know that will have an effect, an abundant effect, a healing effect, right? A prosperous effect. Because that's cause and effect. That's just life. That's just what it is. There is no getting out of it. Okay? I love you all so deeply. I appreciate y'all for spending this lovely Thursday with me. I got more work to do. So excited about the things that I have to do around my house. Thinking about doing my hair today. So I'm going to get off of here and get to that. Y'all enjoy the end of May. Okay, we're having a party on Memorial Day, but we're calling this party a welcome to the summer party. And so I'm getting ready for all of that, planning that. I'm going to be making, a watermelon cocktail made with some tequila, some luxurious tequila, with some mint, some lime, some agave. May put a little tahini around the rim. That's how we do, okay? We're going to be having some crawfish and some fried catfish and fries and all the things, fresh fruit for all my vegans. Okay? But we're just about to have a good time, and I'm setting up and getting organized for that. So y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of May. Put these things into practice right now so that you can have a beautiful June. And I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Okay? Peace, y'all.